Hi guys, Wade and Connor here. Today we're going to be talking about the snatch. And before we begin, Wade, go ahead and just do a great snatch so we can all see the form at which we should all ascribe to. Great job. It's a wonderful ground to overhead movement, similar to the clean and jerk, except that of course we're not going to stop at the shoulders. Excellent. So today we're going to format this by talking first about the components of the snatch. We'll put it all together, we'll go over the points of performance, then lastly we'll go over some common faults and how to fix them. So we'll start with the setup here. Wade's going to go ahead and have a shoulder width stance and a wide grip, sort of like the overhead squat. And as you can see, he's also got the hook grip in place as well. It'll help him lock in his hands. Now, a couple prerequisites for this movement here are that we want to make sure to have a good overhead squat, good enough shoulder flexibility, so we should be able to do a few pass-throughs. It also is helpful to be familiar with the clean. There are 3 pulls in this movement. So the first pull is from the shins to about right above the knee. Excellent. And one more time. Great. You can see that it's very similar to a deadlift. He's got his core locked in place, weight on the heels, and he's very patient for this very beginning portion. The second pull is from here to all the way up. As you can see, it's a much more rapid pull. Excellent. He's keeping his arms totally locked out. The third pull, pulling himself down into an overhead position. Great job. The last portion of the movement is the overhead squat. So Wade, go ahead and get into a great overhead position. Wonderful. Notice how he's got his arms totally locked out here. You can see that the bar doesn't deviate much from his frontal plane. One more time down. Great. His shoulders remain active and externally rotated the entire time and back up. So he's going to tie that in right after the third pull. Great. So you can see that he had the very slow, controlled first pull, fast second pull, pulled himself under the bar for the third pull, and then one last stand up to a full standing position. Alright, so a couple of common faults here is one, that the bar falls forward. And there are a couple of reasons for that. First of all, Wade, go ahead and do this fault here. I know it's not something you do very often, so it's unnatural for you.
Right. I never do that.
Excellent. A couple of reasons for that. One could be lack of shoulder flexibility. Another is not pulling the bar close enough to the body. To correct this, he should actually be brushing his upper thighs as he gets finished with the second pull. Excellent. Another common fault that we see is that people don't open their hips all the way on the second pull. Alright, so notice that when he got finished with the second pull, he didn't extend fully. That limits your power. The best way to think about that is to fully extend and to jump at the very end of that second pull. One common fault that we see is that people catch the squat high and lower down into a full squat afterwards. So one way to correct that is by practicing a lot with the PVC pipe, just to get comfortable with that motion. Some people simply don't feel comfortable dropping into that full squat. A very common fault that we see a lot as well is internally rotating the shoulders at the bottom of the squat. This is also one of the least safe things that we see. A good way to correct that is by rising his upper body so that he can allow his shoulders to be fully extended and to be externally rotated. Much more stable. Congrats, Wade, you're awesome.
It's hot in here.